Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your fellow Cafetero Norte here, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're looking at the game between Bayern Munich and Tottenham, which took place today on August 7th, 2025. In today's match, Luis Díaz got his first start for Bayern Munich, and they also got a fantastic win. So we'll look into that, we'll look into the highlights, we'll be looking into Luis Díaz's performance and giving a rating, as well as the whole game in itself. So without further ado, let's get into it. As we could see from here, Bayern Munich won this game 4-0 to Tottenham. Goals from Harry Kane, Kingsley Coman, Lennart Karl, Joshua Kusiasare. I think that's how to pronounce it. But yeah, it was a very good match in terms of from a Bayern perspective. And actually, there's a lot of stories in this match. Harry Kane goes back to Tottenham, plays against Tottenham, his old team. Palhinha plays this match, which Bayern is his old team. And Tell came from the bench, which Bayern also is his old team. In this match, we can see a lineup that was very strong from Bayern. A lineup that we'll probably be seeing a lot in the Bundesliga. It was very interesting to see Coleman on the right-hand side and Olise playing through the middle. I thought this dynamic, the front four were fantastic. And in this game, that we didn't get in last game, we got Harry Kane and Luis Díaz together. We saw a few glimpses of what they can do, but I know they can do a lot more in the future coming. So we'll talk a little bit about how they did in certain moments that they had. And yeah, but in terms of the match was very one-sided. Let's look at momentum bar. We could see from here, Bayern Munich, basically the entirety of the match, they were on top, man. Tottenham had hardly any chances. Let's look at the statistics. They had hardly any chances and hardly any dominance over the game. Bayern Munich beat the possession. I thought over, like in the first half, let's see, yeah, the 69% possession. The second half, it was a little more even. Tottenham started pushing a little more. But we can see over here, six big chances, 26 total shots for Bayern Munich compared to the 6 total shots for Tottenham and only 1 big chance for Tottenham. There was 4 goalkeeper saves from Vicario. Some of them were very good saves. Neuer, granted, also made good saves, but they weren't to the extent that Tottenham had to, because Bayern Munich was dominating this match completely. But yeah, as we can see from the stats and the momentum bar, Bayern Munich were definitely the better team in this whole entire match, and yeah, we can see it. So without further ado, let's look into the stats. To the highlights. This is the first goal. We'll skip back all the way. This is the first goal. So Olise in the middle of the park. Beautiful ball. Harry Kane, beautiful touch as he's a great striker. Beautiful goal, man. This is such a nice goal. And I haven't foreshadowed it yet, but all the goals are very, very nice. So let's look at this goal again, because I just have to. Olise, this ball, man. Olise is such a good player. Yep. Beautiful. That was the first goal. And then right after this goal, actually, there was a play for Bayern Munich it was a play for Bayern Munich where they came down the left-hand side. Luis Díaz, I think, slipped in Stanisic, and Stanisic tries to bring in both Luis Díaz and Lamer. Lamer got into the ball at the end and actually got fouled in the box. There was a penalty, but Harry Kane failed to execute that penalty as he missed. But the first half, like as we saw the stats earlier in this, like, yeah, let's look back in this first half stats. Bayern Munich completely blew them out of the park, even though there was no other goals. But without further ado, let's go into the second half. The second half came with this. This is the first goal for the second half. Yeah, so Lamer with this beautiful press. He was pressing pretty much the entirety of the match. Got the ball. Kingsley Coman shuffles left, right, goes to his weaker foot. And a peach of a shot. What a goal, man. Holy, that was so nice. Let's look at it again, man. Holy. Come here, yo. Who does he think he is? He thinks it's Olise with that left foot. He's not even left-footed. That's what I'm saying. It makes no sense. This is crazy. But what a nice goal. A few minutes after this, like 5 minutes after, pretty much the entirety of the Bayern squad was subbed out except for Luis Díaz. Luis Díaz was the only guy in the attack that was left on. But yeah, so right after everyone got subbed up, I feel like the momentum for Bayern Munich, just for a slight 5 minutes, was low. Yeah, so Tottenham had their big chance, and it was a header from Richarlison after a cross. Fortunately for Bayern Munich, Tottenham couldn't execute, and then they started getting their feel for the game again. And this is when the third goal came, and it actually starts with so on the left, I don't know who passes it to Luis Díaz, but Luis Díaz gets the ball right here, starts shimmying a few players. Oh yeah, drifts in. Gives it to a midfielder who slips it into Lennart Karl. I told you guys, they're all beautiful. They're all beautiful goals, man. And Lennart Karl, man, I mentioned him in a previous video. He's one to look out for. He's a good player. But again, let's look at Luis Díaz, who starts off the play, and Man, what a finish! Like, if these are the goals that we're gonna see from Bayern Munich, man, I'm excited. I'm excited. But yeah, that was the third goal, so it was 3-0 at this point. And actually, after this point, Luis Diaz got subbed off like literally a minute after to make it 75 minutes, 76 minutes of playtime, which is good. For a second match, that's very, very good. He's able to establish stuff with the team and get more chemistry with the team and see how he plays. So that was very, very nice. The last goal came 5 minutes after. It comes right here. So a little scramble. The guy right here was the guy who came on for Luis Diaz. So there's a little scramble in the middle. And then another one, man, another one. And these are young players too, man. These young players are scoring bangers. Yo, I'm excited. I'm excited. This is good. So that was very, very nice. But yeah, those are the highlights of the match. And there's not much more I have to say. Bayern literally dominated. They dominated. But let's look into specific players that I thought played fantastic. I thought Kingsley Coman played a fantastic game throughout the whole match. On the right hand side, he was fantastic. He didn't mess up a lot, and I thought he took his goal fantastically. He put in a lot of players in. He could have had a few assists. And as Luis Diaz's main competition for minutes, I feel hesitant in saying this, but he had a fantastic game, so I gave him his flowers. Olise, I want to tell him I love him in the midfield. Like, we saw earlier that assist he put from like literally the middle of the park. You haven't seen other things he did in this match. He was literally creating everything left, right, and center, and making sure everything came in together, gluing the whole team from left to right, making a lot of incisive passes, a lot of good passes. Harry Kane, as always, is a good player, but yeah, the team was fantastic. Also, we got to talk about the right back and left back. Stanisic had Kudus in his pocket, literally in his pocket. Kudus could not do much the whole match. And Lamer was relentless in his press the whole entire match. We saw for the Kingsley Coman goal, the second goal, he pressed there, but throughout the whole match, he was pressing a lot, and he was constantly going very far into the attacking third. So he was an attacking presence for a large part of the match. I thought he had a great game. But without enough about the Bayern Munich players, let's talk about Luis Díaz, the main man himself. Luis Díaz. We could see he had a 6.4 rating, which wasn't the greatest, and honestly, it wasn't the greatest match. I personally felt in his last cameo against Leon, he had a better showing as he was more influential. The game was already put in his head, and I feel like Luis Díaz was a focal point defensively for Spurs. He was oftentimes double pressed by both Kudus and Porro, or Romero and Porro, even though he got the better of both Romero and Porro. We'll talk about that. Actually, we'll get that right now. Look at this, man. Luis Díaz, let's show him his quality. Look, showing his quality right here. Dang, man. Being pressed by Romero, little nutmeg, cheeky, getting past both of them. Man, Luis Díaz is a great player, but again, I don't think this was unfair rating, as it wasn't his most influential game. I thought he was imprecise in a lot of different instances. He could have gotten an assist, but because his pass wasn't the most precise pass, he couldn't get it to Harry Kane. There was a few times where he did lose possession, but his dribbling was fantastic, and I thought he was in the match. Also, his intensity wasn't as high as it will be during the regular season. So it was just a friendly match. He was getting into it. He's trying to get chemistry with his teammates. But again, it wasn't the best performance. For me, the rating I would give Luis Díaz is a 6. Not because it was a bad performance, but because I know the quality Luis Díaz can provide, and it wasn't his best game. It was not his best game. But with that being said, it was still a fantastic match for Bayern. And looking at this match, we can see that Bayern in the season is going to be a force to be reckoned with. Man, they had such great plays today. The chemistry they're showing, like all the interpassing they had, all the people running, man, it's going to be very, very good when the season starts. And in terms of Luis Díaz, I'm not concerned because he still had a great game. That's what I'm saying. I'm just basing it off of the expectation I have for Lucho Díaz. I know Lucho can do so well. So, yeah, but that was the end of the match review. Please let me know if you have any thoughts on the game itself, if you liked any of the goals, which is your favorite goal, and also give me any critiques as to what you think I can do better in my future videos. This is only my second video. I know there's a lot of things I can improve on, so please let me know. But in terms of what you can expect from this channel, you can expect content from Canadian and Colombian players. So games like this, Bayern Munich, Juve, Real Betis, who has now Cucho and De Rosa, Benfica maybe, Fenerbahce. There's a lot of other teams you can expect a lot of content, and especially if you're from Toronto, you're gonna expect TFC content. I'm gonna be doing a vlog in the TFC game, Columbus. Hopefully, we'll see. I'm at least attempting it. So there's a lot of content to come. But without further ado, peace. Have a great day, guys.